Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So you've checked your notices, a new update is going to be dropping tomorrow, about 22 and a half hours from now. And it's going to be update 2.7.9, which is obviously the Song of Sword and Wings of Lost Paradise, aka the Mythos, Chapter 10 or the final chapter. Now from the Taiwan livestream, I was actually assuming this would happen on a Thursday, but obviously due to time zone differences, we are getting it tomorrow, which is Wednesday evening local time for me anyways. So, of course, there are prerequisites to doing Chapter 10. You have to have finished Chapter 9, and there are actually, there's one side quest that came out with Chapter 9 that you also have to have finished, which is the Xeno, Geo, and Alpha Geo. That one is accessible in the Lunar Ghost City if you haven't done that already. So, what banner are we looking for? We are looking for AS Thillelille. And for those who don't have her in any form, this will be an excellent opportunity to get her in any form. Of course, there's the normal style, which is a monster DPS unit in her own right. However, the AS version ramps it up a notch. And instead of having only primarily shade DPS single target attack with the normal style, the AS one has equal high-end DPS both for shade AoE as well as fire AoE. Not only that, she is obviously still a lunatic unit, and she is the only unit so far in global where if she VCs in, it activates lunatic right away. So you can keep her in the back until the time is ready, VC in, she's ready to go, and she start dealing tons and tons of damage. Not only that, but of course with all AS units, as you stack more stacks upon herself, and she starts with 3 stacks and gains a stack as she gets hit. Now, I'm not sure if the stack actually gains as she self-damages herself as well, because a lot of her moves actually self-damage herself, which allows for really insane combos and high multipliers on damage. So all you need to know about her is that she can boost her own damage with her 4-star moves, which she does retain in the AS form, and then eventually deals tons and tons of damage as AoEs, either in fire or in shade. So fits very well in both fire, shade, and even slash teams as well. I'm looking forward to eventually being able to side grade her, although of course being that I do have a 5-star version at this point, I won't be summoning on this banner. And I will discuss this banner more in depth tomorrow when I have the Should You Summon series. Also, I will be live streaming this update tomorrow as it drops. And I do realize that I believe Scott with the Another Eden Global official channel will also be live streaming as well. So unfortunately, I may conflict with his timing as well. So feel free to watch his or jump between his and mine, so on and so forth. One last thing to note. After you finish Chapter 10, you will have another dungeon, and this will be the 4th another dungeon where you can grind Shadow for Clark, as well as grind some materials to enhance the lunar weapons. And I'm looking forward to that, being that they are extremely powerful, enhance a lot of speed on your team, and that will be awesome. Now, in terms of banners, of course, there is the One-Time Faithful, again, flat 10% chance of getting her on pull 10, as well as obviously pulls 1 to 9, you have the standard pulls. Now, there's also another Fateful encounter, which is basically for all the Mythos units. So paid 3 times maximum, and it's only good for about 2 weeks or so. So on the 10th encounter, this is a great way to really enhance your roster and really round it out if you want to add some Mythos units to your team. So you can read the list here. And again, I'll talk about this more in my Should You Summon video tomorrow. But take a look at that. Pretty good. If you're willing to spend stones, not bad at all. And it also looks like it's releasing another banner as well. So we'll have to see what we're in for. But it looks pretty awesome. And it looks like in terms of some other functionality or quality of life issues, they're going to add the save function to repeat in battle. So before, your moves would reset as you do battles from mob to bob or mob to boss or so on and so forth. This should allow you to have the same moves in place from one mob battle to the next. And so this will actually reduce the number of clicks, which should help with speeding through dungeons or other fights in the overworld. So this looks really, really, really good. And if you need some extra cat Koras to teleport around, hey, Space-Time Rift and Hidden Village Itois. Actually, this is not to warp around. This will actually be to enhance Grasta, I'm guessing. Finally, more logins for everybody. So I know a lot of us are pretty tight on stones, probably don't have all the units we really want. And so in this case, we get an extra 30 stones from 20 to 50, and this will last for 2 weeks. So over a 2-week period, almost 420 stones, not bad at all, and that will really help save up for some of these ultimate banners. And for those who feel like grinding a little bit more, extra red and green clues, which is always welcome, and I will be using those for sure. Make sure you do collect them once a day and use them before it resets because you cannot store them up. Same thing as usual. This is one of the chapters similar to chapter 7, where if you do finish, if you do start this chapter, you will get a 5-star Luring Shadow drop, which is a random one from among, I guess, 31 total. And that should be pretty awesome. Hopefully you luck out on getting on a unit you don't have, and hopefully to all of you who are playing and up to date with chapter 10, that you get not only the unit you want, certainly hopefully not get a dupe that you don't need. And of course, this is not a star dream. You cannot select it. That's pretty obvious. And finally, the last little bit, if you do start chapter 10, not only do you get that Luring Shadow unit, you do get 50 Chronostones instead of 10, just very similar to the last chapter as well. So, a lot of things to digest, a lot of cool updates, a lot of new banners, some extra keys, some extra stones. Hey, a little bit for everybody, whether or not you're a paid player or a free-to-play player. So let me know in the comments below how hyped you are for this update. Make sure you check the trailer for the official Another Eden channel. They have that out as well. And let me know what you're planning to do in terms of summoning, whether or not you're going to start the update, how close you are to catching up to chapter 10, among other things. As for myself, like I said, I will be live streaming this tomorrow, and hopefully the chapter's not extremely long, although I really do want to see the conclusion of this mythos. I'm actually really excited because we've only had a week between 9 and 10, and we can still remember what happened in chapter 9, which is really, really awesome. The only downside is that I hope that we're not too spoiled in that we're getting so many frequent updates, because as you know, normally we do not get 2 major drops of storyline side quests back to back. At least this will wake us up, and for those like us who have been waiting for and starving for a lot of new content, this should be it. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.